Hi, I wanted to say a little bit about the whole question of how you can choose an introductory CBT training course. I wanted to do it because I know that it's an important question for a number of you, and it's so difficult making decisions really when there's so many courses that are around and you're trying to plow through them and make a decision about which to actually choose. So I'm going to take you through 6 key points that you need to be using whatever course you're actually looking at to see whether it actually meets these criteria. Point number 1, are the tutors or the tutor on the course, are they accredited CBT therapists? That's accredited by the BABCP. There's lots of folks around who will be CBT therapists or will claim to be CBT therapists, but the gold standard really in terms of professionalism is being BABCP accredited. So that's the first thing for you to actually look out for. The second point is whether the course itself is accredited or approved. Now, the BABCP does accredit courses, but it only accredits long-term courses which are designed to actually lead people to accreditation. So when it comes to short-term introductory courses, the whole situation becomes a bit more complicated. A couple of things to look out for. Number 1, is the accreditation or approval external? In other words, are the people just approving the course themselves, or have they got an external, preferably professional body approving or accrediting the course? Secondly, have you actually heard of this particular body? There's obviously a large number of bodies that are actually around where approval or accreditation is claimed, but actually they don't have any particular status. So a national or international professional body, such as the British Psychological Society, is a key stamp of approval really for the course, and you need to be looking carefully at whether the course you're examining actually meets that. Thirdly, the forever tricky question of price and value. Now, obviously it'd be great if every course we went on cost only £20, but the reality is at the end of the day you largely pay for what you get. Having said that, I do think there's a number of grossly overpriced courses that are around at the moment. I've certainly seen some that are charging out at £350 to £500 a day. This is not really acceptable. You need to be looking at a few things here. You need to be looking at the quality of the venue where the course is being run. You need to look at the quality of the training materials. And if this is a course that has got a valid external accreditation or approval attached to it, there's going to be a price attached to that as well. So I would probably suggest that you need to be looking around the sort of £150 to £200 a day mark for the actual course that you're actually going to attend. How long should this course be? Well, again, that's how long's a piece of string, but I would probably be looking at something around about the 3 to 5 day mark. The fourth thing to have a look at is the quality of the teaching. I'm sure we've all come across folks who are excellent practitioners, but lousy teachers, and equally we've probably come across folks who are superb academics, but actually are not particularly good in terms of their practice. So you need to be looking for something of both in whoever it is that's going to be leading you through the course. Now, how the heck do you make that decision? Well, apart from the accreditation process of the tutors, which I've already mentioned, the other thing you should be on the lookout for, I think, above anything else, is the question of reputation. You can obviously find this out from word of mouth. We find that something like over 80% of folks that come on our introductory course have come through recommendation from somebody else who's been on the course. The other thing is numbers. Is this a long-standing course? Because to be honest with you, courses come and go. The SDS 3-day introductory certificate, by the way, has been running now for nearly 10 years. And we have a situation where close on 2,000 people have completed it, and it still continues. The fifth point to have a look at is the actual content of the course, and specifically I would encourage you to have a look at what the balance is between practical and theoretical in the course. There's no point in going for a purely theoretical course for obvious reasons. It won't have any practical value for you. But on the other hand, do be a bit wary of courses that simply string together a number of techniques without having any theoretical superstructure to them or understanding about where they've come from or how they actually fit together. Because to be honest with you, you need that knowledge in order to be able to work successfully with your clients. We would probably suggest that you need to be looking at courses with something like about a 50-50 split. The last time we actually audited our course at SDS, we actually found there's a 47-53 split between the two. So we feel we've got the balance just about right. The final point I want to make has to do with the accessibility of the course, geographically and otherwise. All SDS courses are actually run at British Psychological Society headquarters in London. That's extremely accessible from Euston, King's Cross, Liverpool Street, London Bridge. So there's a wide area that you can actually get to this particular training venue from. But to be honest with you, we do actually appreciate that this is actually quite tricky for people from elsewhere in the country. And so for that particular reason, we also interactively webcast our training events as well. So if I can just briefly explain what that means that you can actually access this training from your own home. It's from a URL followed by an email and password access, very straightforward. Not only do you get video stream of what's actually occurring with the tutor and PowerPoints, you also can interact with other participants online. You can ask the tutor questions, tutor can give you feedback, and there's even opportunities for doing pair work as well. So we've set that up, and I should also make a point that all of our webcasted events, if you can't make it to London for whatever reason, all of those events also give you access after the event as well. So we're currently running that for a 60-day period. If, for example, you can't actually make the whole of the course or even some of it, you can attend some, then to be honest with you, you can go back into the course subsequently, chase up on things, and we give a 28-day access to the tutor by email afterwards as well. So what that actually means is that, you know, any questions that you've actually got, comments, queries, or where you're thinking to yourself, didn't quite understand that, or I wonder how that applies to such and such a type of client, you can actually send emails to the tutor and they will address them. So, in summary, let's have a look at the 6 key points that you need to be using if you're going to be choosing an introductory CBT course. Number 1, the tutors. Are they accredited CBT therapists? Number 2, the course itself. Is it approved or accredited by an external body, and an external body that you've actually heard of? Number 3 is the whole question of price and value. We think you ought to be pitching around about £150 to £200 a day with what it is that you're actually choosing. The 4th thing is the quality of the teaching. Ultimately, this is going to come off the back of reputation and word of mouth recommendation. So have a look out for that. 5thly, what's the practical theoretical split on the course? Really, you ought to be aiming for something around about 50-50. And finally, the whole question of how accessible the course is. If you're going to go and attend the course at a particular geographical place, how are you going to get there? How easy is it to do that? And if you're going to be accessing it online, what's the quality of the online access actually like? Is it live? Are you going to get backup, and so on and so forth? So obviously we hope that you're going to go with us at SDS Seminars with your choice of an introductory CBT course, but we'd probably say that, you know, wherever you look around, and we would encourage you to look around, please do make sure you use these 6 criteria. They're important wherever the course is that you're going to choose. Thank you for your time.